Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm on the FTOG Stoneblock server, dragging around a little bit. Guess I'm a little tired. You can tell it in the eyes. Alright, enough silly stuff. Yeah, been doing some work, and let me show you some of the stuff that I've been doing here. Let's put the armor back on, because now I can fly. It makes me feel better. And I put in elevators, because going up and down that little spot was really annoying. And one of the things I was looking at was my power situation here. I've got 3 of these ultimate energy cubes, and they're completely full because these little spectre coils are going like gangbusters, and that's all I've really used to power my base. And I've not really used much for it, but you know, that's 51 million, 51 million, 51 million, and you know, little extra bits from these others. That's a lot of power. And this guy here is full. That's 2 billion with a B RF that I've got in there. So I'm thinking, you know, I should store this better. But before we do that, let's talk chickens. So over here, I've got a bunch of the chickens pulled down because this chunk I've got loaded. And I want my stuff to be in here. So I went ahead and ran some more of this XNet cable through here and down through there, so that I can use the same channel that I'm using here to extract everything and put it into my ender chest, and up goes into the system. And so all these guys have been producing lots and lots of resources for me. And you can see I've got this collection here of storage drawers. It's got this drawer controller, and this external storage is set to a higher priority than anything else. So if it can go into here, it will go into here, which is what I prefer. And I've got void upgrades, because you always have void upgrades. Actually, these guys don't have void upgrades yet, but the likelihood of me getting there is really low. Anyway, so one of the new rules was we can have up to 10 of the same sets, because like gold, you need lots of gold for some of the end game bits, and so I'm starting to accumulate the stuff I need here. I'm going to need multiple stacks of these, like in the 27,000 blocks of iron. So it's going to be a lot of iron and everything else that I need, and I just barely have 1,700 gold. So definitely going to need to up my game on that. But anyway, so this right here is an ender chest, and that's yellorium. Yep, I have an exporter set to export out yellorium ingots. Only have 2 upgrades. Actually, I probably don't need any upgrades on here, but I'll leave them in here for right now, because when I'm filling up my big reactor, I'm gonna need you know, to refill this, and then it doesn't matter. I want to put the facades, like I've got this facade here. It's a block of steel, but I made some facades, but I couldn't change the pattern on them. And so I'm thinking, well, I guess I'll have to make some more. But I thought it was just really strange that I couldn't figure out how to change this to be, you know, spruce wood and just regular stone. And Roxy, you could move over a little bit so that I can move my mouse hand. That would be nice. So yeah, pretty much this is the same thing I've been using. So let's do more power. Alley-oop, out of here. There's got to be something chunk loading over here. I don't know if this chunk loads or this chunk loads, because I've been getting lots and lots of insanium like crazy in here as I've been offline. But I'm happy, because that's very nice. All right, so other stuff I want to do. Oh yeah, these are my, you know, I want to get a few more resources, sort of chickens. I dump them in here, and I moved all my chickens into here at the chicken. I moved all my chickens into here because it's much easier to maintain them. But let's go up. Yes, I've got another elevator over here, because I hollowed out this area up here for more power, and I decided to go with this big reactor setup. As you can see, and I went with lots of glass so I could see clearly into here. I went with the 3x3 setup. I like that for a good amount of power. It's pretty darn efficient. I've got the gelid cryothium here, 3 rows of that, and then ender at the very last. I've been playing with the big reactor simulator, and this is probably one of the most efficient setups I've been able to tweak for the amount of power I'm getting. And so I said, okay, I will go with this. And then I've got the glass here because you don't need anything diagonally from these control rods. They only do anything in the 4 cardinal directions. So anything out here is wasted. If you've got lots of resources, you can go ahead and do that. That would be just fine. Normally, I would use flowing ender. You just put a source block on the top and let it flow down, and that works perfectly fine. But because the gelid cryotheum sinks and settles, I decided to go ahead and put source blocks all the way up and down, and that made that work a little bit better for setting that up. You can place it by hand, but I use the mechanism fluidic plenisher to fill these up, and that works pretty good. Not 100%, but pretty darn good. So here's where I have my ender chest. So it's the input, and if I right click this, there goes in by stacks, and you can see it's filling up. I am not going to be burning Yellorium that fast. I still need to pull out stuff, but I haven't even turned this on. Let's go ahead and turn this on and see what I get here. On heat-wise, it should be pretty good. It shouldn't go maxed out on either one of these. But there's always the difference on what it says on the simulator versus what actually is produced. Holy cow, that is filling right up. And we are going to break 40K. Looks like we will. There we go. Just broke 40K on this. So I'm going to turn this off because I filled up I'm just wasting power at this point. So this setup here in the Stoneblock mod pack is going to generate for me 40K RF per tick. That's pretty sweet. And here's my export. But the question is, where am I going to actually export this into? I've got this area set up to put a Draconic Evolution Dragon Ball. Well, okay, that's not exactly what it's called, but I always call it a Dragon Ball. So, decoration-wise, I decided, initially I went through and I put dark oak through here, and then I realized, no, this place really needs more industry, more industrial feel, so I went with the aluminum scaffolding here. And kind of repeated that, so I've got bracing here on the top of the roof. I went with, went with these wedges to give kind of a smooth top, and then just a little bit of brick for some variety. And then you can see the difference here. That's because I chiseled in some spaces. It gives a little bit of a different light, a little bit, it just looks a little better. And if I take my helmet off so I don't get the night vision anymore, you can see the light blinker, flicker, flicker. I put some hidden lights. They're not really hidden, but there's sea lanterns at the top here, and those are providing some light. There's one way up in the top there. Behind those is some glowstone. And then these provide some light here, and then down in the corner there's also some light. So it's not completely pitch black in here. Not that I really noticed, but if anybody visits, it's not going to be completely pitch black for them either. So I need to set up a Dragon Ball. Okay, it's not the Dragon Ball. I always want to call it that, but no, it is the Draconic Energy Core. And it comes in a multitude of different tiers, and each tier 1 through 8 holds more and more power in it. And I decided that I would skip tiers 1 through 7 and jump right to the final tier, which holds an absolutely ludicrous amount of power. Let's see if I count the number of comments. There's hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, 9,000 billion RF, okay? That's a lot of power. And yeah, am I going to fill this up? No, there's no way I'm going to fill this up. And let's have a final reveal. There it is, in all of its glory. And if we take a look, it's got these stabilizers here, and they need to be opposite each other, and it needs 4 of them. You could also do it horizontally, so all of these are horizontal, but I figured I'd want to kind of tie it into my reactor here. So if I was correct in getting this done, yay, it's saying it's all valid, so let's go ahead and activate this. Oh, that's cool looking. That is one of the better looking objects in the game and modded, I have to admit. It does look really cool. I'm getting some weird light flickery things going on there. I don't know why, but that's just cool. All right, so now we want to get the power into the Dragon Ball and out of. So for that, we need these energy pylons and some glass. So I'm going to go ahead and go doink and put that there and put the glass on top of it. And this should be sending power in. In fact, if we right click the Dragon Ball now, it's got 10 million energy in it right away, because that's what was down there inside our storage. In fact, if we come take a quick gander, plop, there's no power in there. It just sucked it right on out of there. Now the other one, let's go ahead and set it up over here. How far? You're 1 away. Okay, let's come over here and do the opposite. And I'm going to put that there. And no. Let's do it this way and put that on top. And then I think shift click. Oh, I click this. I always want to click the block, and that's not the one that I need. So this is actually going to be pulling the energy out of the system, and that will go elsewhere. So this is going to be all the ins. So let's snag the power from down here. Okay, so that's the energy producer. Let's pull these and that, and this one is 33. Okay, just checking. Dang spiders. All right, this one's going away. It was catching me every so often, and I'm going, I need to get away. Okay, so let's take and I think this was the first one. And yes, that's the different one. So let's go ahead and put on here the power what's-its. So that should start feeding power in. Take a quick gander. It needs to be changed. All right, let's take you, and where's my wrench? There's my wrench, and wrench that. So now that's an out. Okay, and it retains its orientation. So if we put that right there, yeah, power's going down, and you can see the particles are streaming in, so it's taking it. All right, let's feed the power here. Dink, donk, dank, and dunk. All right, so that should start feeding it power. Now it's going to suck it right out of here, which is just fine. And confirmation, yes, see, that's going up. Perfect. Okay, now the other one, this is the going out power, and it was over on this side. Yeah, see, that's an in and an out on the top. Okay, so that is perfect, and we'll flop that right there, and boom, 8 million. So this, by routing the power through here, I've got a huge amount of power that I can store. And let's go ahead and stick my ultimate energy cubes here. For a split second, I was having a hard time remembering what these were called. You are outputting there, and down it goes. And you are outputting there, and down it goes. And you are outputting to the back, and you are also going down. Okay, so that will clear all the power out of all of those things. And I do love the stream of power going in. And there's a little bit being dispersed out because I've got my RS system, and I've got the up above, I've got the solar panel going on. But I think, speaking of solar panel, let's go visit that, because I think I may change how that is being done. and I really need to change getting up there because this is such a long flight up. In fact, thinking about it, let's do that right now because I can, and I get distracted. And I don't have chickens in there, so I don't even really need that gate. Let's go take a look at Draconic. Oh, I need a pipe here. Draconic. I'm looking at making the advanced dislocator, and oh, that's going to take fusion crafting, which I don't have right now, but I will soon have the power to do that. So I will go ahead and make one of these because this is trivial to make, except I don't have any powdered draconium. I do have a lot of these, so I'm going to go ahead and powder up 8 of them. And probably the fastest is my pulverizer over here. And I'm going to make 2 sets. One that I will use temporarily because it will discharge, and the other that will work permanently. So you will be my permanent and you will be my not so permanent. And you have to bind to your current coordinate as well as your facing in and all the other goodness. Okay, let's go on up. This will get me up there way fast. Ooh, these things have a durability, but I've got a repair talisman tablet. So I bet I may get this repaired, unless the mod author figured out that people would do that and said, no. I don't know. All right, so this is still tier 1 for the solar panel, and this is now tier 2, so it's getting me a little bit more of the ores that I really want. And I set this up. This is a crystal laser lens. And I've got some of these other ones. I've got a white laser lens that helped me get more mica. That's your basic clear laser lens, which does anything. And then this one, the crystal laser lens, uses the tier 2 funky ore, and I can never remember these names. You get enough blocks of that around it, and it makes it easier to get that funky ore, which is needed to upgrade these frames. And so I need a lot of the tier 3. I need a lot of the tier 1 to make the tier 1 and then upgrade the tier 2. I need the tier 2 level stuff and tier 3, etc., etc., etc. So let's go ahead and stand right about here, looking up there, and if I crouch click, it's bound. All right, so now if I'm elsewhere and I right click this thing, it brought me back and it repaired. Ooh, and it looks like some of my health went away too. Why? It did. It took a heart off. Funky. Okay. Anyway, so what I've got, this is part of the input power setup because this power is coming in, and you can see I've got some of these spectre coils going all around it. I think what I shall do, I'm going to turn that off, and you always want to have something to be able to turn that off. I'm going to break this bad boy here, and I'm going to put him, you know, I'm not going to be able to get nearly as many of these spectre coils on it, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and put a spectre coil there and there. Oh, I need my wrench right here. Can I reach and make that an in? All right, so all of these are in. The solar array is pumping into here, so it's going in, and then I'm going to get another power cell, set this up so that I'll put it here, so this is powering off of the out. Because then, whether it's night or anything else, this will do a heck of a lot of better job. And I've got 3 more spectre coils I could hook up to another power cube to have it go in, or ooh, I can go all the way, yeah, see, it's teeny tiny narrow laser because there's no power. Thump. Still seems weird to land on glass, and it holds me. Let's put these on the input. Yeah, because these are all gone. Check, empty, check, empty, check, checking. Empty. All right, So these can get the and there. So I've got tons and tons of power. In fact, here, I'm gonna do, oh, can I make this go out? I can't. All right, I will feed this on this one. Oh, I fed it with power from here. And it's already going out. That's 2 billion RF right there. And for right now, I'm perfectly fine with letting a lot of that go into here. I'm up to 181 million. Pretty cool. All right, so there's a ton there. Let's turn this on for a little bit because I've got plenty of Yellorium, and that's not a problem. And I think, you know, I may take a look at getting the fusion crafting going, but I do need a bunch of the power put in there because some of these craftings, that's 8 million RF right there. And that's an entire one of these worth of power. Okay, I've got 2 billion. I've got a lot of power, but yeah, let me get find out some place of where I can put some fusion crafting. And what could be better for my fusion crafting area than here in my chicken spot? Because, you know, all the chickens are gone. I can clean out those few over there, move them downstairs with the rest of the chickens as needed. And yeah, I've got this set here. These are the basic crafting whatsits. And I've got hiding behind them one of those advanced power cells for each one. Since this is the outside of the power, they hold a huge amount of power, and that means they should be able to transfer it really quickly into there, which I like. And because they're all basic, they're just kind of but they will get the job done for right now. What I do need is this right here, the fusion crafting core. So let's go ahead and grab that, and I'm going to put a block right here, so I can put that right there, and Questy. So the way this needs to be set up is it needs to be centered on a 3x3 section, and it can be centered in any of the 4 cardinal directions. Yeah, I was thinking it would be nice if we could do it on the floor too, but no. And since there are 10 for the max size of these craftings, I only made 10. You know, I could do 9 here and 9 there, but then there's a bunch that are unused. And who needs unused stuff? Not me. So the way this works is you put something in there and out pulls the other stuff. Well, I happen to have a whole bunch of stuff here for doing upgrades. In fact, let me grab all of this. Okay, so I need to snag one of these. And we'll snag you and put you in here. And this is where it should... Oh, I need to actually put the stuff. So one of you, one of you, one of you, one of you. So we'll just do these over here. Boink, 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 and doink. And then I need 4 diamonds. So you can see the upgrade needs 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I can math. So it needs 8. And so you can see it's got all the 8 here. And I can hit start. And it's going to charge up for a while. And this is one of the better animations. I love the little snap and pop of the electricity as it's charging up. It makes these glowy round balls. And so the faster the energy can go in, the faster this will start crafting. 86, could I get faster? Yeah, but I'm pretty good. And then this will go swirly, swirly, swirly. And here's where I could hit it with my acceleration wand to speed that up. But for right now, I'm just going to let it go this first time. And I love the whoop, whoop, whoop. You hear that? Oh, that's cool. It gets faster and faster and closer and closer. And then it finishes. Eventually. And it's done. And now I can pull out my Wyvern Fusion Crafter and stick that here. And it will work. Oh, hey, Questy. So that will work for each of these. And I'm going to repeat this ad infinitum to get these done. I also have, this is the stuff I need to make the dislocator, the advanced dislocator, and this is what I need to upgrade them to the draconic level, to upgrade the wyverns to the draconics. So I'm gonna call that good, because do you need to see me do this 9 more times? No, you don't. And another 10 times to do the draconic? No, you don't. Although it'd be kind of nice to do the dislocator, but I'll show that off in the next episode, if I remember it. And I love how the hat just flies off my head. Anyway, I've got power up the yin-yang at this point to be able to store it, which is really, really good. And now I've got places to use this, so I'm going to start upgrading my ore miner upstairs, way up there, so that it's going to do more of the tier 3, 4, 5, 6 ores that I needed for bigger and better stuff, and do a bunch of crafting here. Yay! I got some cool stuff. And thanks for watching. Bye.